Hi everyone, welcome to AWS live training. And as part of this training program, today we will be talking about PySpark. So as the name indicates, PySpark is a combination of Python and Spark. Yesterday we conducted Python class where we set up our Cloud9 environment. And on Cloud9 environment, we executed few basic Python programs. Today, we'll be talking about PySpark. We'll be dealing, or you can say processing some file, and we'll do some analytics on that particular file. Okay. So before we start, in case you are having any doubt from yesterday's class, you can ask me. In the meantime, I will be logging in into my AWS account so that I can start my Cloud9 environment. So I need to put my MFA code, that is 896326. So as we discussed yesterday, that in case you are not using your Cloud9 environment for 30 minutes, it will automatically stop the EC2 instance. And that's a good thing, right? So let it load the EC2 instance and I will click on open. And now it will take few minutes to start because behind the scene, it will be starting the EC2 instance. Okay, you can read this message also. EC2 instance is stopped, attempting to start instance. So we'll wait for a few minutes and within 2 minutes your Cloud9 environment will be ready. In the meantime, I will talk about Spark. So Spark is a data processing technology and it's a, you can say, memory based data processing engine. If you compare with other framework, like if you are aware about big data technologies like Hadoop, HBase, Hive, right? As compared to those, Spark is in memory based computation. That means it needs a lot of memory and it will try to process your data as much as possible within memory. And that's why it is quite faster. So for today's class, what we will do is we'll be using some CSV file. I do have that file with me. I will upload that file into Cloud9. Cloud9 gives us the flexibility that we can upload some file from our local system. Okay, so you can see that I will click on Python folder and then I will, and if you will come down, you will find the option for upload local file and then select file. Sample underscore emp underscore data dot csv file has been successfully uploaded. Okay, so before we start, we have to, you can say, download Spark. So what I will do is I will go back to my browser and you can search like download Spark. Okay, so from the official Spark website, as you can see here, you can click on that and then there are many options. You can see this one, download Spark 3.4.1 bin Hadoop 3.tzz. Let's click on that and you can see here, this is the link from where we can download the Spark. How to download? If I will click on this one, right, it will be downloaded on my local system and then I can upload into my Cloud9. Both things are possible, right? So what we can do is either you download on local and then upload on Cloud9, or the easiest way would be I will copy this link and I will execute a command. The command is wget. Wget means web get. That means basically downloading using a command. So wget and then I will paste the link and I will press enter. Okay. So let's see if it downloads it. Okay, it seems like it has been successfully downloaded. If you want to check here on the left side, Spark 3.4.1 bin Hadoop 3.tzz. TZZ is a compression format, just like we have a .zip format, right? Similarly, for a Linux based operating system, we have TZZ as a compressed file, and what we can do is we can uncompress it. So on my terminal window, I will clear my screen first. Okay, and if I will do ls-ltr, you can see that Spark 3.1, this TZZ file is available. Okay, so what we can do is there is a command tar-xvf. Okay, and then your file name, zip file, right? I mean TZZ file, and press enter. It will extract the content of your TZZ file, and once extracted completely, I can show you the content, and then we should be ready to start with PySpark. Okay, so this has been extracted. If you look at the left side, there has been one folder created. Okay, so I can clear my screen here, and then I can go to this folder, and inside this you will see that there are many folder. The main folder is bin stand for binaries, so you will enter into bin folder. Okay, and from here you will type /PySpark and enter. Okay, so basically what we are doing is we have downloaded Spark, a tar.gz file, we extracted it, and from bin directory of PySpark we'll execute this /py spark, and ultimately your Spark shell will be opening. As you can see here, it is saying the big Spark, and version is 3.4.1. So this particular cell, right, this is a Spark session, or you can say Spark cell. That means it will only recognize Spark command. If you will try pwd command, which is a basic Linux command, that will not work. You can see that pwd is not defined. If you try date command, even that will not work. You try cd command, that will not work, right? So basically this one is your PySpark cell, and it will recognize only and only PySpark commands. Okay, so before we move ahead, before we create some Python code, or you can say PySpark code to analyze our data, in case you are having any doubts till now, you can ask me. So let me start a quick poll. Okay, I have started a poll. Please respond to that. Okay, so let's move ahead, and we are ready to execute our commands. So first of all, what we will do is we will open one more terminal because I would need the complete path of my file. Okay, so what I will do is I will do pwd and we'll go to Python. Okay, this path and then the file name .csv file, right? So what I will do is in the PySpark cell, you can press Control L to clear your screen. Okay, and then what you will do, let's declare some variable because I need to capture the path, right? So I would say input file path is equal to, I will copy the path from here, this path, Control C. Okay, and then I need the file name also, so I will copy the file name, Control C, and will paste it here. Okay, so ultimately the complete path of the file including file name I have captured, and now I will create a data frame. Data frame is the very you can say important concept in PySpark. Data frame is equivalent to the table. It's not exactly a table, but it's equivalent to the table. That means you can load the CSV file into a data frame, and data frame is smart enough to detect your column and the data type. If you remember the Athena class, we created one crawler, right? The crawler was capable of crawling through your file, that means scanning through your file and finding out like how many columns are there, what should be their name, and what should be their appropriate data type. Same thing your data frame can do. Okay, so you can use any name for data frame. I would say emp underscore df employee data frame is equal to spark dot read dot csv. Okay, and then your file path. So I have taken a variable, right? So I will provide that. After that, there are two options. First option is, does your file contains a header? That means your first line in the file contains the column names. If yes, then you pass header is equal to true. Okay, and the next is, do you want Spark to go through your data and find out the column data type automatically? So there is a, you can type infer schema is equal to true. Infer schema means it will automatically find the schema. Schema is nothing but your column definitions. So you can say what should be the appropriate data type for your column, that you can pass here, close the bracket and press enter. Okay, so this way we have successfully created our first data frame. And if you want to display the data from this, and before displaying the data, let's do one thing. Let's check the schema, because I manually did not provide any schema, right? So what I will do is, there's a command, data frame name emp underscore df dot print schema. Notice one thing, that s of schema is capital. Similarly here also, infer schema s was capital. Here print schema s is capital, and press enter. And you can see that it is displaying the entire schema. First column is employee ID. The data type is string. Nullable is equal to true. Nullable is equal to true means the value can be null. Because first of all, you are not directly dealing with a table. You are dealing with a text file. So there can be some like null values for particular column, and that is accepted. That's why it is saying that nullable is equal to true. Similarly, if you check the next one, the column name is name and the data type is string. The next is age, and very smartly it has detected that the data type of age is integer. Okay, so this is all about how to print the schema, and it's time to display the data. So you do emp underscore df dot show. Okay, dot show is equivalent to select star from table. If you are aware about basic SQL syntax, when you do select star from table, it displays every row, every column from your table. Similar way, if you do your data frame name dot show, it will display everything from your file. in a tabular format. Okay, so let me press enter. And you can see that although we don't have any table, as I told you, right, data frame is equivalent to table. It will try to display your data in a tabular format. So you can see here the column names are beautifully displayed: employee name, sorry, employee id, the name, age, gender, department id, and manager employee id. And you can see the entire records also: employee 001, 002, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you can notice that employee id is duplicate at the end. As I told you, this is a file based operation, so you cannot enforce primary key concept or duplicate concept. Those concepts you cannot apply. And another thing is, you cannot modify the data. It's not a database. You cannot delete any row from this one data frame, or you cannot add any new row. That you cannot do. You have some file, you load that file into a data frame, and then you apply any type of query or any type of analytics, any type of operation on that data frame. Okay, so before we proceed, in case you are having any doubt, you can ask me and I will answer that on the chat. So Avinash is requesting for a bigger project. So Avinash, I can share other videos with you, and you can explore those videos as per your convenience. That should help you. Okay, so I am coming back and will be performing few more things. We just simply did data frame dot show and data frame dot print schema. But these are not the only operation. You can do anything. Let's do one thing. Suppose I don't want to display all these detail. I am only interested in employee ID and name and gender. For example, so what you will do is you create one more data frame. I would say df2 is equal to emp underscore df dot select, and in the bracket you provide whatever you need: emp underscore id, and I need name, and I need gender, right? So as I told you, right, you cannot make any modification to the existing data frame, but you can apply some operation, and whatever result is coming, that you can assign to a different data frame. That's what I did. So your emp df will remain same. Let me show you again. Emp underscore df dot show, that will remain as is. There is no change in emp df. It will display everything as you can see. But I have selected specific columns and assigned that into another data frame. The name is df2 dot show. Give me a moment. Df2 dot show, right? It will display only the specific columns. You can see that employee id, name, and gender, because I selected those three columns only. And in case you want to apply some filter, suppose you just want to display only male employees, so we can do that also. I would say df3. Okay, df3 is equal to df2 dot filter. Okay, and in the filter you can type df2 dot gender is equal to male. So there is spelling mistake. Let me quickly fix that. Okay, and now let's do df3 dot show, and you can see that. So using select, I can select the specific columns, and using filter, we can keep only those rows which you need. So I selected where gender is equal to male, and as you can see here, only specific employees, employee 001, 002, 004, and 007, where the gender is equal to male is appearing here. Okay. So this way you can apply any operation on the data frame. You can do many more things. You can apply some you can say aggregate function, you can do group by, you can do union, you can do join, where you have two data frame. Suppose one is employee data frame, another one is department data frame. You can join these two data frames based upon some common key, and after that you can choose like you want inner you can say inner join or left outer join or right outer join or even full outer join. That completely depends upon your requirement. Okay, now let's do one more thing. Let's add one more column. The column is not coming from your file, but we can add some column. Okay, so I would say mp give me a moment. emp underscore df2 is equal to emp underscore df dot with column. Okay, so with column means you are adding a new column, and I will give some name to the new. So you can see that I am typing. Okay, and then we will do, suppose emp underscore df dot is multiplied by 2. And let me display this emp df2 dot show, and you can see that I have added one more column, that is double A's, and you can notice that double A's is exactly double of the main A's, 32, 64, 28, 56, 22, 44, like that. So basically you can add some derived column. That means the column is not part of your file, but you can add as per your convenience. Okay, so this way you can add a new column. If you want, you can even drop some existing column. So let me do one thing. I would say emp underscore df 2 is equal to emp underscore df2 dot drop. I will drop one of the column. Suppose I will drop A's column, because we have already added double A's column, right? So let's remove that. And if I will do emp df2 dot show, it will it should not display the A's column. Let's check it out. Yeah, you can see that the A's column is not coming after gender. Directly you can say after name there is a gender column, and the last column is double A's, and the A's column was this one, 32, 28, 22. That has disappeared from my data frame. Okay, so this way you can perform any type of operation on the data frame. In case you are having any doubt on today's class, you can ask me. Otherwise, we are almost done with PySpark basics. Okay, friends, it seems like there is no doubt. So, thanks for joining. And with this class, we are done with our 1 week of training program. I will be sharing the link for my last June 2023 batch, where you can find many more AWS services videos. And with your trial account, you should try those things practically on your trial account. This way, you can gain more knowledge and more confidence on AWS concepts. So, thanks for joining.